Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Kevin Summers, and this is the Strong Mind, Strong Body podcast. And today I want to focus on endurance athletes and, particularly nutrition, right? That's really where I like to go and bring a lot of value because, especially in the endurance world, nutrition is, I don't know if it's just, there's so much, I don't want to say bullshit, but it's like, where are these guys getting their information? And I get it, the smaller and leaner you are, the faster you go uphill. The smaller your body composition is, you'll seem faster on the bike, but you get in this crazy ass cycle of, we're always trying to be lean and lean and lean and lean and lean. But at what point do we shelf that for a second and go to build muscle to get faster, right? Because the stronger your legs are, the faster you're going to go uphill. The stronger your legs are, the faster more watts your sprint's going to be. There's so much to it, right? But my question is, I bet you we could learn a lot from the bodybuilding and gym community. Okay, so hear me, right? Don't tune it out. It's like, no, I don't want to gain muscle, and we're gonna tackle that also, right? I don't want to gain muscle because it's more weight on the bike's gonna make me slower, and it's like, well, most of y'all listening to this are not at the pointy end of the spear. Let's just call it what it is, okay? We're recreational athletes at best. Y'all have a job, and your job is not to ride your bike. You might get some free stuff here and there, or maybe some athlete code discount, whatever that is, but this isn't your full-time job. You are not making a career out of it. And hell, if your sport was to be gone tomorrow, you're still showing up to work Monday morning. You're still got to meet those deadlines at work. So let's try to reframe something, okay? But I want to talk about how we can learn from our friends in the bodybuilding community and the gym community. So bodybuilders and weightlifters will bulk up. They call it an off season, right? Because a lot of bodybuilders, and there's a huge difference between bodybuilding and weightlifters, right? Weightlifters, I kind of put in like that strongman category. I know I'm going to get eaten alive for this, but weightlifters are, they go in there, they want to lift as much weight as possible. Whereas bodybuilders go in and they really look to, do a whole body composition change. They're like, oh, you know what? I want to bring in my rear delts more. I want to bring in my traps. I want to bring in my spinal erectors going down my spine to make it look like a Christmas tree on the bottom of my back. They're really artists and they sculpt the body. But in order to put muscle on their body and to get the most out of the gym, hear me, to get the most out of the gym, their sport, they will do a bulk in the off season. They might bulk for 4, 5, 6, 7 months. Then when they go to get stage ready or lean up for the summer or whatever it is, they will begin a cut. And the cut will begin slowly dropping calories down to minimize the muscle loss from not giving the body the nutrients, the food of being in a calorie surplus, excess, that it needs in order to gain muscle. You see, here's the thing from that community that we can all learn from in the endurance world is bodybuilders and weightlifters they want to maximize the amount of work they're doing in the gym. And hear me for a second. These guys are in the gym for maybe 90 minutes. And I mean, they're lifting freaking hard, right? And they want to put on muscle. They want their body to fully recover. Think about this for a second, right? Y'all roll around on 15, 16, 18, $20,000 bikes, and these bodybuilders, weightlifters, okay, are sitting there and they're going to the gym and they want to gain as much strength as possible and look the best that they do look the best they can from all the work they're doing in the gym. What are they doing? In the off season, they are eating in a calorie surplus to make sure their body has enough fuel to recover, to adapt, and to be able to hit and grow the muscle. Help me understand how that is not beneficial for an endurance athlete. Help me. I'm waiting. Got it. Then when they are getting ready for an event, your first race of the season, when they're getting ready for their event, they will slowly start backing those calories down to begin a slow, very controlled calorie deficit, so they minimize muscle loss while they're going through their cut to look as best as possible, to minimize as much muscle as lost off of their body and to look the best. Again, translated, you just did a bulk through the off season, right? Let's call the off season for endurance athletes October to say February 1st, right? Or even go January, right? Maybe do 2 months, 3 months. I would really like to see 3 months. 4 months would be, but you do this bulk. No, you're not going to eat like an asshole, okay? You're going to eat more carbs. You're going to eat more veg. You're going to eat more protein, right? Doing the stuff you should be doing already, but you're going to be eating it in excess. And yeah, I like a refeed day during the off season, right? Have that Saturday or Sunday where you're going to eat an excessive amount of calories, right? And you see the bodybuilding community, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10,000 calories. You're not 280 pounds. You're not 300 pounds in the off season, right? You probably got 15 pounds extra on you from the off season to race weight, okay? But eating in a calorie surplus is gonna help you as you go through we call it the LSD days, right? During the winter time. And no, it is not LSD from the ones that just make you go way out there, right? You know what I'm talking about. But long, slow days, you're out there for 4 or 5 hours beating the shit out of your legs. Why don't you want to have that calorie surplus to repair, recover, and build the muscle from the work being done so you can hit it again the next day? Oh, but you know what? I do get a little bit lax on the diet because of the holidays. No. You're so freaking intentional during the year. Why not be intentional in the off season when you're actually trying to gain muscle? You can literally take what our brothers and sisters are doing in the gym, in the weight room, how they are manipulating their diet, and use it to your advantage to become a freaking beast on the bike. But yet we can't get out of our own way because of everything that's out there, right? Your favorite endurance influencer, right? You just see a little bit about what they're posting, and guess what? You're like, oh, they're eating this, they're doing that. Well, guess what? Their full-time job is riding a bike. Their full-time job is doing an endurance sport. And they might get paid from some company to do some badass shit. But other than that, they're not you. And yeah, they might need to be in peak performance or whatever. But are they your age? Do they have your amount of activity, right? These guys will ride, relax, get massages, have meals catered into them or have very structured meals, which is amazing, but they don't have the stuff going on in their life. Majority of them, some do, but they don't have the stuff going on in their life that you do. And my question then is like, yeah, you're awesome. But if we were to take some of the methodology from this and apply it to you at the pro level, what's the negativity here? What's the negative? Like there is no, you're literally giving your body the food, the calories, the surplus it needs to build. I'm struggling to find a negative here. And you can try to put it in the comments, right? You can try to fight this, but help me understand, because I'm going to come right back at you like, no, it's, I eat this way, I'm getting stronger. I'm like, okay, your body adapts, right? It's like I've talked about on the pod before is, I have a daughter, right? And when she was a little baby, you're holding her in your arm. You're like, holy crap, man, this little 11-pound thing right here is so heavy. But as she's gotten bigger and as she's gained weight, she doesn't even feel as heavy as she did when she was 11 pounds, right? Because your body adapts to the situation you put it under. I get that. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole, but help me out here. What are you going to say? I don't need to eat in a surplus. It's like, okay, but you're tearing your body down. You are wanting to get the best out of your body. You are wanting to get the best performance out of it. That's why you're going out there and doing these 3, 4, 5, 6 hour days. You're training 8, 10, 12, 15, 16 hours a week. So I challenge you, why would you not want to put the food in your body to get the most out of it? Why would you not want to try to feel recovered on every single ride? Why would you not want to try to feel good day in and day out and not feel like you're running yourself into the ground and ultimately get sick like most y'all do? And I see it. I talk with you guys. There's so much to it because cyclists, right? Endurance athletes are almost back to our bodybuilding friends, right? They're almost always in this cut, right? Barring, holidays and everything else, then the argument becomes from the endurance world, well, we're adapting and, I am getting stronger. But how long has it took you to get stronger? Like literally, I was talking with somebody the other day and they're like, oh, if I see like, if we gain 1% improvement year after year, dude, if I'm only gaining 1% improvement after riding 12, 13, 14, 15,000 miles a year, I better look at something. I better go back to the drawing board, because I am not putting my money in that investment, because that is not a good return on investment right there. Okay. And I always default back to, how's your nutrition? Oh, I eat clean. I'm like, yeah, okay, define clean, right? We can go down that rabbit hole, but it's like, okay, sure, you eat clean, but are you eating enough? Oh, yeah. I'm like, so every single ride you don't feel destroyed? Well, I mean, there's those big days. I'm like, yeah, but if you're doing the work and you've been doing it for 10 years, why are you still having these big days and you feel tore up? Again, waiting for the answer. The thing is, there is no good answer to it, right? Because it's really hard to argue. If you're tearing your body down, why not give it in excess of nutrients that it needs? And hell, if you're having a hard time eating, you guys seen my post on the gram, smashing a bowl of cereal before you go to bed. Carb it up, dude. As long as you're getting your protein in there, I would bring my fats down, way down, right? To help not necessarily blow the calories off the charts, right? Because again, calorie breakdown, right? Every gram of protein is equal to 4 calories. Every gram of carbohydrate is equal to 4 calories. Every gram of fat is equal to 9, and every gram of alcohol is equal to 7. So let's just work with the top 3, right? Carbs, fat, protein. So if you draw the fat down and you up your carbohydrate to 4, 5, 600 grams a day, right? Or you can also manipulate it, right? And dude, so many people, I'm like, how you tracking? I don't track. You track your rides, you track your workouts, you track how many miles are on your chain so you can re-wax it. You track all this other stuff, but yet you won't track the actual thing that will make you faster on your $20,000 machine. Still waiting for some answers here, because as you can tell, I really hope it's kind of bringing some light bulbs like, and I'm not saying, hey Kev, I completely agree, I'm in. What I've always went from, and you guys know what I'm going to say, just be like, maybe, don't even say I'm right. I know you don't want to say that, but maybe he's onto something here, right? So again, what were we just talking about? Manipulating. Okay, so manipulating the carbs. So if you're going to have an easy 45-minute day, eat normal, right? If you're going to have a hour and a half to 2 hour workout, I'd like to see more carbs, right? And usually for majority of the population that is in endurance sports, that's going to be your weekly Monday through Friday, right? You're going to have an hour and a half to 2 hours. You might get lucky and on a flyer have that 2.5, 3 hour day, holiday or something like that. But hell, go to Chipotle, smash a burrito, call it a day. I'm happy. Coach is good. Beautiful. But on the weekends, right? You sit there and you go out, you're going to just kick yourself in the dirt with the group ride, or just, coach has a 4, 5, 6 hour ride for me scheduled. And you come back, you're going to smash your recovery shake, protein, right? Protein, carbs, got to get it in. Smash your recovery shake. And you're just going to go back into, okay, I'm going to have my little salad or my little whatever for lunch, or even my chicken and my rice, and have my normal dinner. No, I want to see an extra meal in there, and I want you to smash it, right? I want to see a couple cups of rice and an extra serving of protein in there. I want you to have that extra to put the fuel in the tank, right? And depending on how hard the ride was or how tore up, you just like, dude, I just laid it all on the table. I want you to have another meal before you go to bed, right? Oh, I have a hard time eating before I go to bed. Well, again, what do you want to get out of this? Okay. I don't want to count my calories. I don't want to eat before I go to bed. Okay. What do you want? I want to get faster on the bike. I want to not get dropped. I want to win the races. I want to do good at this event. I want to do this. So you want to do all these things, but you really don't want to do a few key, very important things. You can tell I'm really passionate about this because I have been in this ecosystem for a very long time, and I have been subject to trying to walk around mid-December lean AF, right? And I just feel like come January, February, the whole year in and year out, I'm the same person fitness-wise. But yet, when I started incorporating, I literally shut down my race mentality come end of September. October 1st is when I'm like, okay, it's quote unquote, and I hate off season. There is no off season, okay? You don't stop. But the off season, and I start picking it up mid-February. But what I do is I am very lax with calories, as opposed to like The family wants to have pizza. They want to have burgers. Like, what? I'm in, right? They've sacrificed a ton all year, but it's also, I'm eating way more. Now, I don't just sit there and start slamming bowls of Cheerios and freaking, 4 double doubles at In-N-Out. I slowly progress, and no, I'm not eating that all the time, but you get where I'm going. I slowly progress the calories up till I get to a point where I'm like, I'm good, my body's recovering really good, but I'm also tracking it all. I'm taking my weight, I'm timesing it by 15, and that's my calories. I literally go from 2,000, 2,100 calories to 32 to 3,500 calories in the course of like 4 weeks. And I cruise there till mid-February. Then I start bringing it down a couple hundred calories a week because I don't want to crash my energy and my metabolism, because we talked about it on the pod before. Your metabolism is tied to 2 things. What are they tied to? Muscle, food. And remember, we've gained all this muscle, but let's talk about the elephant in the room, food. Holidays, we just got through the holidays, right? And you eat a bunch of food. It feels like the heater kicked on in the house, or there's more people. In fact, there's less people and the heater did not kick on, and there's a window open. Why are you feeling so warm? Because you just ate all this food. There's something called TEF, thermal effect of food. And what that does is it heats up, increases your metabolism to digest it all. So if I'm cruising, hear me out, if I'm cruising for 4 months at 3,000 calories, my metabolism is cruising at 3,000 calories, plus the muscle I've gained, right? And I'm in the gym amongst other things, but my metabolism is cruising at that 3,000. So many people in the endurance world will cruise down here for all year, and they'll have a couple spikes and drops, but for the most part, if you just take the average of the entire year, they're way down here, and their metabolism is way down there. Like, oh dude, man, you see the memes, right? I just did a big ride, or a big, I just did a big training sesh, of just super long, 3, 4, 5 hours, and I got all this stuff I got to do, and I'll be parked on the couch. Yeah, that doesn't seem, and again, we're not pro, right? And you have a lot of stuff you need to be doing around the house. I'm sure you have a bunch of stuff that you put off all week that you need to do during the weekend. And if you look like a bag of dicks sitting on the couch, I don't think that's going to work for your life or your significant other. So let's not be a bag of dicks and feel the work. What I'm getting at is we have this mindset of, in order to go fast, we have to be lean, which is true. But here's the thing. When you are working out, when you are riding your bike, when you are doing your endurance sport, you are progressive. I hope you're doing a progressive overload, right? You're doing more and more and more and digging a hole, which means you are tearing down muscle, tearing down your body to build it back up, which is amazing. You're doing it right. And you're like, dude, I lock in, I do my workouts, everything I got, I'm trying to give 110%, but you're forgetting about the major key to it all. The food, the nutrition. Because if you're not giving your body enough food, and hear me when I say this, enough food isn't just enough. I want you to be in a surplus. No, I don't want you eating 8, 10, 12,000 calories. I want you being in enough of a surplus to where you feel good all the time. Because when your body is properly fed, it will feel better. Because why? It's going to recover better. Why? Because it has the nutrition it needs to repair and recover and perform. So we got to get away from this all lean all the time, less is more, and start looking at it from a systematic approach. The way our friends in the gym, our bodybuilders, our weightlifters, the way they manipulate their body to grow muscle should be the way we look at it, adjusted to ourselves for our sport, how we look at nutrition. Off season, I'm going to bulk. Getting into the season, I'm going to cut. Now, is that going to come with coming into a few races a little bit heavier than what you're used to? Yes. But here's my question. Are you faster from more muscle because you did all the work? Are you better recovered because your body's not constantly fighting this, dude, I got to get everything inside me just to try to recover, and I'm only recovering 60%? Or are you coming into that race 100%? And I would challenge you, those of you that have been always in this deficit and always just like, I got to try to stay lean, or that, not deficit, but that mindset of like, oh, I gotta stay lean, I gotta do this, like 24/7, 365, and I know it does this, but you're still cruising here. I challenge you, have you ever really went into an event fully recovered? My answer to that, without you saying a word, 99.9% of you, no, you have not. And I don't care how much sleep you got. I don't care how good the masseur was. I don't care how good the nutrition was for a month or whatever. Your body has been in such a deficit for so long. And I guarantee you didn't back off the training to fit what your nutrition needs were, because it's the craziest thing with endurance sports is we put so much focus into the drag of a tire, the width of a tire, what kind of frame, tire pressure, how many pounds of pressure front and rear, but yet you literally do not put the same amount of thought, even a fraction of the amount of thought into your nutrition and how you eat and how you should eat. And that's holding a lot of us back. That is not letting us see what we truly can achieve, because it's crazy that in endurance athletes, they're a different breed, man. You guys, we just bury ourselves into the ground, and we could go out for a 7-hour ride on Saturday and go out for an 8-hour ride on Sunday. And as horrible as the ride is on Sunday, we push through, we fight through, we beg, borrow, steal, drag, kicking, screaming. I get it. I am you. But what I would love to see is all y'all getting more recovered so you can perform better. Because the biggest difference in the world, especially when I started doing this 4 years ago, was not only can I go out and kick it around with the best of them on Saturday, Sunday I can turn around and do it again, just like I didn't even ride the day before. And yes, that comes from experience, and you got to progress up to doing those. You can't just go from a 2-hour ride on a weekend to an 8-hour ride. You progress up to them, but you know what I'm saying. If the local club ride that is 3.5 hours is destroying you, let's not look at, oh, I'm getting slower, or I'm getting older, or I didn't sleep as good. Sleep is important, but let's look at your nutrition. Let's see where you're at. Let's get some more freaking food in you. Not the pizzas, not the burgers, maybe the Cheerios, right? But let's get some more nutrition in you. And let's bring it back to the structure of this, right? So the way I would structure it would be 1 gram of protein per pound of current body weight. And then I would take whatever your body weight is right now, times it by 15. And I would split that between, I would probably do, say, I would try to keep fats, whatever that is. You got to figure out the number, right? So every gram of fat is 9 grams. So I would try to keep your grams of fat 40 grams, right? 40, 45, 50 grams max. And the rest of that is going to be carbohydrate. So again, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and 1 gram of protein is 4 calories. Then your fats, 40, 45, 50. I kind of like to see it around that 40 if you're going to increase your carbs up there, right? You're going to see a carb number that's probably going to be 350, 450, 5. Try it. Remember, it takes 3,500 calories to gain a pound of fat, okay? That is 3,500 calories over your maintenance calories. Oh, and by the way, when I'm telling you to take your body weight, times it by 15, that is your maintenance calories. Like, that is, you come in, you see the dietitians, you see the nutritionists, that is exactly what we are putting you on. To grow, we're going to take your body and we're going to times it by 18. But most of you can start to see a significant improvement if you times it by 15. Because I know some days are going to be a little bit higher, some days are going to be a little bit lower, but I'd really like it to be that 15 and up, just a little bit. And that's how I would structure that. And remember, the whole purpose of all of this is recover, repair, and perform better day in and day out. Our friends in the gym do that. They take the off season and they bulk up. Then when they're getting ready for an event, they cut. But here's the thing, if your event is not till June, July, or August, it's late in the year, why not roll into a bulk right now for the next 4 to 6 weeks, 8 weeks, then slowly start to cut for that event. And let me know how the body feels. Let me know how you're responding to it. Because I guarantee you, there will not be any negative. You'll feel a little bit fuller. Your energy will be up. Your mindset will be better because you're actually giving your body the nutrients it needs. Your rides will be a hell of a lot better. You'll be getting stronger. And the gains you'll make in 6 to 8 to 10 weeks is far gonna surpass what you've done in the past year. Hear me. The gains in the next 8 to 12 weeks will be better than the gains you've done over the past year because you're giving your body enough nutrients to feel the work and to recover from the work. So friends, you want to get faster, you want to adapt, and you want to recover? Let's take a play out of our friends in the gym, from the bodybuilders, the weightlifters. Let's start looking at our nutrition in a systematic approach. And off season, we start bulking. And an off season is different for everybody. When's your first event? What are you going to do? Or maybe if you don't have any events this year and you're deferring everything the next year, dude, freaking bulk all year long. You'll be, God help anybody that lines up next to you. Let's just say that, because they don't have this information and you do. You now have the best tool in your toolbox to smash them into the ground. And you will. Oh man, you will. So take a play from our friends. Start looking at your nutrition in a systematic approach, with off season doing a bulk and cutting down towards your event. Whenever that event is. You guys want to talk about a one-on-one? Hit me up on Insta. We'll go through it. It's fun. I love engaging there. But let's give it a shot. Friends, like, follow, share with a friend that you think that this could help. Follow me on Insta at Coach Kevin Summers. And as always, I'll talk to you next time.